Yes, we are getting closer to summertime.
Officially, right?
Yeah, getting close. Good morning, everybody. So glad you're with us here on this Wednesday. I'm Eric Connert.
I'm Stella Escobedo. Well, it feels like summer, Netta, so we might as well call it summer, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been very summer-like. Oh, totally. Is that another DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince song?
Fresh Prince
yeah,
song.
that's them.
Yep.
We like to put that in the mix every now and then. Good morning, everybody. This is actually a view of downtown San Diego, believe it or not. We do have that fog, and certainly that shows it right there, right by our airport. So if you are headed that way, maybe go a little earlier. It'll be a little slow going because visibility is dropping very quickly here. In the past 30 minutes, we've seen it go from 2.5 miles now down to less than 1 mile visibility. That's for downtown San Diego. And then we're looking at Carlsbad, 2.5 mile visibility. So throughout the coastal communities, the marine layer, it's sitting low this morning, different than what you woke up to yesterday. Oh, there it dropped even more. I'll let you know what this all means for our temperatures. We will feel slightly cooler today. Those details in your forecast. Jenny.
So I've got a couple crashes and some delays on the map here. You can see the Coronado Bridge heavy the entire way. It gets worse once you hit that mid-span area. I don't see any crashes reported at the moment, but speaking of crashes, there are two, and they're both concentrated up to the north here. So we've got one on the 15 northbound side right at the exit to the 76. That one's been here for quite some time. We do have crews doing a little bit of cleanup work. You can see your travel times this far north are fine, no major issues. However, as I take you a little bit further south, 78, that exit to Nordal, we do have a crash already. We've got some volume building. This is just currently cars that are stopping and staring at this crash, so it's impacting the westbound drive. Here on the 15, you can see southbound side, Bernardo, you hit that area, 16 miles an hour, and it kind of tapers off by the time you hit east via Rancho Parkway. Back to you.
Jenny, thank you. Today we are expecting another update from police in the search for missing South Bay mother Maya Millete.
This comes as her husband is firing back against his in-laws, as well as a number of local agencies. Larry Millete just filed a response to a temporary restraining order against him. And News 8's Evan Narani is live in Chula Vista now with a closer look. Good morning.
Good morning to you as well, Eric and Stella. That's right. We are outside of Chula Vista Police Department headquarters, where this is going to be one of the central points of today when the Chula Vista Police Department releases their latest update as to the investigation into the disappearance of Maya Millete. But also coming recently is that 80-page response from Larry Millete that's going to be used in court next week. Next Tuesday, a judge will decide whether or not to extend that gun violence restraining order. So in this 80-page document by Larry Millete, he details what he says is a couple things that he believes the Chula Vista Police Department kind of violated in terms of his rights. He says that he was detained after being pulled over on the 5 freeway in San Diego jurisdiction. He says his missing wife Maya approved of his gun collection, and he still needs it to protect his family from threats that he's received, including one that he published in that response, calling him a coward, saying, quote, "Tell us where she is. We all know you did it." He also takes aim at his in-laws, the parents of Maya Millete, who have been leading the search efforts to find Maya. And we want to show you part of the response that he made. So this is just a small portion of those 80 pages. He says, quote, "My wife's family and their attorney have been appearing on television, uttering statements implying and highly suggesting to the public and the media that I am to be blamed for Maya's 6-month-long disappearance." He goes on to say, "I am not a suspect according to the police authorities, but nevertheless, the Chula Vista police have searched my home twice." So this is, again, a very small portion of it. To read more, you can head to our website, cbs8.com. Again, this 80 pages is going to be used in court next Tuesday. This is his response to that gun violence restraining order, where a judge will decide whether or not to extend that gun violence restraining order, and they could do so for up to a year, meaning those 17 guns that have been confiscated could continue to stay in authorities' possessions, or they could be given back to Larry Millete, depending on the ruling in that case. That, again, will be next Tuesday, and today the Chula Vista Police Department will be releasing that update in terms of the investigation into the disappearance of Maya Millete. In Chula Vista, I'm Evan Narani, News 8.
Evan, thank you. And happening right now, President Biden is wrapping up his European tour with a high-stakes summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Both presidents are meeting in Geneva, Switzerland. The summit's agenda includes election interference, cyber attacks, and Ukraine. President Putin said he hopes, quote, for a productive meeting, while President Biden says it is always better to meet face-to-face. The sit-down is the final event of Mr. Biden's 8-day visit to Europe, his first overseas trip since taking office.
Well, you know what that sound means? Help feed the local children who face hunger at home and the families who are really feeling the impact of the pandemic. News 8 and the San Diego Food Bank teaming up for the School's Out, Hunger's Not summer food drive.
And today we are hosting a Day to Donate drive-through food drive at the Vons on Murphy Canyon Road. And that is where we find our Chris Grow making a difference. So many kids are out of school during the summer months, and so help is needed.
And so many of them rely on those school breakfasts, school lunches, and so this is sort of the in-between here, helping those families with this drive. And joining us right now, a great partner, Melissa Hill with Vons and Albertsons. And Melissa, why is it so important for Vons and Albertsons to be a part of this great mission?
Well, we are in all of the communities in the local San Diego area, so and we're a grocery store, so we feed people. So it's just a natural fit that we come in and help support the food donation drive for the school summer's out food drive.
And what would be your message to customers? I know we got a great team out here ready for support, ready to show off everything, but what would be your message to customers on this day in particular?
So come on out. We've got food bags ready to go. All food will be donated to the San Diego Food Bank that will help feed local San Diegans. And if you aren't able to buy a food bag, then come out and support with either a cash donation or whatever you can provide. And this will just help make sure that kids have food during the summer break.
You guys have really made it so easy, especially for the customers when they're in the stores. What does this mission kind of mean for you? I mean, does this kind of something that you're ready to get out here early in the morning to kind of help support?
Absolutely. Hunger relief is our #1 initiative, and so nourishing our neighbors in the local communities is what we really love to do and to support. And our customers are all on board, our associates are all on board to help us in that mission.
Well, thank you, Melissa, so much for joining us this morning. And again, we've got a very long day out here. We are going to bring the energy. I promise you guys that. And we are also going to make sure that we are collecting for our San Diego family. So again, you can go to our website, cbs8.com, SD Food Bank as well, too, just to make sure you can find out how you can help during the month of June. Eric and Stella?
Okay, so many families need our help, and I know people will come through.
Yeah,
they
those
always
bags
do.
go a long ways, that's for sure. Chris, thanks a lot. We'll check back with you here in just a moment.
Thanks, guys.
You know, the heat wave continues, and the county has these 9 cool zones set up now to help people beat the heat. The air-conditioned sites are located in the north and the east counties, and we have all the locations, times at cbs8.com. Just click on the help button. But certainly these cool zones definitely needed here yesterday, today, and so forth.
I just stepped outside, Netta. It is cooler, but you can feel it's warm already.
Warm
What,
air is
6:08, yeah.
Yeah, this hour, it's actually warmer than it was at this hour yesterday, which, not many people necessarily are outside at 6:08 in the morning. But, if you do your early morning jogs and walks, you'll likely notice it's muggy and it's warmer out there. So we're noticing that in the form of a marine layer, too. Anytime you see, this kind of low-lying cloud coverage, it feels a little stickier when you step outside. And our relative humidity numbers, our dew points are higher today. So it's all coming in from subtropical moisture and the moisture from our marine layer. So let's show you now what our visibility is looking like out there. Not so good in places near the airport, right by downtown, right at the airport where that weather station is. It's at 1 mile. Carlsbad, it dropped to less than 1 mile, and you see it just continually dropping here over the past 30 minutes or so. Also, the east-facing cameras, how pretty is this view? We do have some thinner high clouds, and that sun coming on up through those clouds makes for this bright, nice-looking array of colors. Your weather headlines today, this afternoon, will feel a little cooler than yesterday, but still hot inland. Upper 80s, low to mid-90s. That's what you'll notice in inland valleys. Our beaches staying right around the upper 70s today. Mountains and deserts are still very, very dry. So even though a lot of us might feel that stickier air today, the mountains and deserts, that is not the case. The ridge of high pressure will weaken by Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday of next week, we will see those numbers finally dropping. And